this channeling experience.
Oh yeah, and how did it happen? Like, were you looking to do it, or were you just sitting
Oh no,
there?
I was, I was interested in. Well, I wasn't even interested in the channeling topics because somehow in the early ages from meditation, I received all my information that I wanted to receive, and then I wasn't even thinking to do it. Well, I was like thinking, well, yeah, it could be interesting, but I had no intention. I had no, will to do it. But then what happened was, I was then writing stuff to my website, which is Art of Peace, and sharing my dreams, sharing how to meditate, what can you achieve in meditation. And there was one woman that wrote me, and she said, "Well, I love to read what you're writing. She also has a website, and she would like to do an interview with me and publish it on her website." Well, I said, "Okay, yeah, that's no problem." And then what happened was when she called me, she said, "Yeah, but before we do this, we need to do regressive therapy. It means that you get your previous lives out of your, meaning meditation, and get and no and get your previous lives or lifetimes. I don't know how exactly would be better in English, but the thing was that I refused it. I said I don't find anything interested to me there." And she said, "Well, you have to." I said, "No." And she said, "Well, you have to." I said, "No." Yeah, and then I thought, well, if she asked me one more time, it was more the interval, and she wrote me again the next day, and she said, "Well, you have to." And I said, "Well, okay, let's try this. It's meant to be. I thought it has to be. It has to happen." And then what happened was, she's calling me on the Skype. She's saying, "Now breathe deep, relax, and so on and so on. Now call your guardian angels and make them appear to you." Well, I'm sitting, I'm like, yeah, I don't believe any of this. Well, if they appear, what will I ask them, and so on. I'm just not interested in this. And then what happened was nothing happened. Nothing happened then. And then maybe after some 10 minutes, she doesn't know what to do, and she's saying, find an interesting spot. I say, "Well, I am comfortable, a comfortable spot. I'm pretty comfortable." Well, she said, "Well, yeah, you have to do something, I have to go deeper. First time nothing happens like this." And I said, well, I said to myself, okay, I will just try it. I just sit down, deep breathing, relax, and then I thought, okay, I will just do the meditation which I have taught and which I have learned myself. I relax, I go in, I deep breathe, and then I said, okay, now whoever wants to contact me, let it happen. Whoever wants to communicate with me, let it happen. Like, are the angels, guides, whatever, I don't know. And then what happened was suddenly on top of my head, I felt like a huge tunnel opened, but it was in color of black. Or to my first time seeing this, I refer to a black, so like a hole opened on top of my head, maybe gray like. I don't quite catch the colors. And then what happened on the top of them, you were like looking through a tunnel, and on top of them was some entity, but it was no form entity. Like, I didn't see anything then. And then suddenly I realized my body starts moving by itself. Moving. I said, oh, I started to laugh. Well, my body is moving by itself. And I realized that I'm a little bit out of my body. I'm a little bit on the side. And then what happened was she's asking uh, something she's asking. I didn't quite catch up what she was asking. And then what happened? I want to say something. I want to say something, but it's not me that say something. First time I feel this strange, and I just asked her, "Well, can I speak? What I want to speak freely?" She said, "Well, yeah." I said, "Okay, you ask questions now." She said, "Okay, what is the purpose of Matis?" The answer was to study. I said, "To study," and I started to laugh because I'm not one saying that. It was really interesting. And then she said, "Well, study what?" And I replied, but it wasn't me, translation. And instantly when I said translation, and I got understanding that translation, to translate the communication. because the communication happens through feelings, really through feelings. I cannot explain. It's like you have to find in meditation your uh, how you work with your feelings, like how you work with your mind, thoughts, and but through feelings. And then I started to laugh, and she wanted to ask another question. And then they said, "Stop! You ask questions about yourself." And she said, "Okay, what is my purpose? What am I doing? Does it help others?" And then he replied, "It helps you to unveil and to reveal to you that new dimensions." And then we did stop. And then I was like, whoa, what was that? First time something like this happened. And I felt really strange in my stomach. Really, like something is moving there like this. And then I went away. I was like drinking tea, and I was thinking, what was that? What was that? I didn't understand. And then I thought, well, I feel like something on my head is opened. I felt in meditation something like this, through here. Many times in meditation, I have felt like a huge flower on top of the head, and then I sat down and I thought, okay, who was that? At the evening, I decided to go inside the meditation and ask questions, and then some entity came. The head on top of the head was in golden light, but not physically seen, but it was really bursting with energy. I felt really hot, really dizzy, really, really badly dizzy. Dizzy, it was really too much for me. I was sweating, and what was strange was that the sweat somehow started to smell strange. I was like sweating and was like, phew, really. And I went to bath. I was drinking lots of water, but then the most interesting thing was then came my past grandfather. Well, he says, now tell your father this and this and this. Then came my mother's father, is also passed. Tell your mother this and this and this. And I was like crying 5 days. I was just like crying and crying and crying. Then came, I thought, oh, whoever this entity is, or what's happening here, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm thinking that he is showing me my memories, my memories. And then he came and said, no. I said, okay, then tell me something I don't know. And then came a different entity with glasses, or maybe it was big eyes, I didn't quite catch up. And he was like, well, you want to know something about the cosmos? I said, well, yes, I want to know about cosmos. Okay, so what are the black holes? And then he started to describe. I said, okay, I understand. That's not my imagination. I have never listened. It's not from my memories. And I did my first channeling, which were the first, really first videos where I have long hair, and the information was really dense, really powerful, really. I cannot explain. I felt sick for 20 days, but now I'm cool. I can do it really.
Wow. So, like, uh, do you do you um do you still are you still shocked by some of the stuff that you experience?
Well, I was thinking, well, uh, if I would knew that I have to go through these transformations, or what are they, I don't quite understand. No, I understand them, but then I didn't understand what are they. If then I thought, if I knew that I have to go through these strong transformations, I would never accept that. I would never accept that, because it was really, I didn't sleep for like 6 day and nights. Uh, I don't know.
Does your does your family know that you're doing all of this?
No, I live with my father. He always participates, or sometimes participates in this, and
You live with who? Your father?
yeah, and my mother. I just don't care what they think, but they accept it. They always thought that I'm some kind of advanced, because sometimes I think I get really creative.
Yeah, yeah. And like it's interesting that you like go through all of this. I've talked to like and I've seen lots of videos where guys try like ayahuasca. I don't know if you ever even heard of that.
Oh no, no.
and these like Native American plants, like in South America, where it sort of like takes you to alternate realities, parallel.
No, no, no. You mean the ayahuasca? I have heard this. It's like some kind of well, it's not a drug, but it's like something like this.
It's like it's they're plants. They're plants that they basically mix together.
Yeah.
Ayahuasca is like two plants that like in Peru they mix together and they turn it into a liquid.
Yeah,
And
I've read it in somebody on channeling was asking this, and I looked up in Wikipedia. It was some kind of opening up, something.
yeah, but you never did any of that. You
No,
just
no,
did all of
no,
this
no, I
through
don't, I don't,
meditation.
I don't drink, I don't smoke. I have never smoked anything.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't smoke. I don't drink and any of that. Any of that. I don't like smoke. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I was 21 years old, I was doing lots of meditation. Maybe in one meditation I spent 7 hours. I was just sitting. I went to meditation in the evening and woke up when the sun was rising. Maybe 7 hours, and then I had really some out of body experience, but in my dream state, and then. Then the flower on top of the head opened. Then I learned how to do programming, PHP programming language. I learned it from meditation. I learned that, and I realized there were also many interesting stories. Like I have a I have a small printing room, and there is a printer, and suddenly the printer broke down, and I was like, okay, what broke down? I instantly received picture of the part. And then the whole part was rotating very fastly in 3 dimensions. Now I see with my visionary center, and I saw all the screws that are needed to be screwed up and screwed. I saw which part is broken. Then what's interesting was I saw all the instruments that I need. There was a screwdriver and then I don't know how the part is called.
The scissors.
No, no, not scissors. The when you take something like I don't know. Well,
Ratchet.
yeah, maybe yes. And then what happened? I need super glue, and I was like, oh, I don't have super glue at my home. Yeah, most easiest way is now I have the visionary. It's in this store, in this shelf, exactly here. And I didn't even think. I just went there. I bought the super glue, but the only difference was with the vision that I saw was that the package was square, but I saw it round cornered. The only difference that was. And then I came home. I take the part out. I fix it. I put it together, and it's still working. So it was maybe when I was 21 years young, and then I thought, well, something there is happening, there for meditation, and then things like this happened many times, and then I was like, okay, I'm going somewhere, I don't know where, but it's okay with me, and then this channeling happened, and so on.
So I'm wondering, like, are you able? Do you think you would be like able to channel like while you're on Skype with me and like channel like I don't know my oversoul or or some.
Well, I don't have the exact understanding of our oversoul, but what I do understand is the higher self.
Okay, yes, the higher self.
Because I don't quite understand the oversoul thought, because I understand the higher self, which the information also came from channeling, is that there is for example, here is a higher self, and it has many incarnations that he chooses to have, and I'm just one of them.
Right,
Uh,
incarnations that some believe are like past lives, future lives, but they're all happening all at the same time.
Yeah, but only another thing is that incarnations on planet is a really limited thought. They can have also incarnations in unbelievable dimensions, unbelievable ideas. But I'm not sure of few concepts, but I'm not really now ready to communicate with my higher self again to get these answers because this information came from higher self. What I do understand is that higher self is out of any universe, out of any physical form. Just he is creating his own universes. I don't know. This all what is here is just a reflection of him, and through me, he perceives, lives, and because becomes aware of himself through me, which is him also. And all this what is seen is just him.
Right, right. So, like, are you like, when was the last time you channeled? Did you channel last night?
No, no. I was channeling last time. I was channeling 2 days ago.
2 days ago?
Yeah.
Would you be able to channel now? While
It's late. I will have food and then I will go to sleep. But we can do it. We can do it maybe after an hour
Okay, okay,
or maybe next day
okay.
because I want to have food and then maybe then we can try if I'm not sleepy because it's almost night. It's night here actually.
Yeah, you said it was like 8 or 9 o'clock something. Yeah, yeah. No, it's like it's
We can speak.
it's interesting because I came across you, and then once I came across you, I started looking at all your videos and stuff, and it was like, wow.
Yes, but another thing you ask, do I want to channel your higher self, right? But when I enter this state of channeling, it's not my intention to channel your higher self. What I understand is I don't know how Daryl does it, but I understand is that from my channeling experiences is that it's more about you. It's not about me choosing to channel somebody. It's more about you because they look. For example, I channeling mostly the Enrico. He's always coming here. He's always coming here. Even now, he's here. I feel him. Uh, he wants to, in a way, make you clear to you what is mind and what is your true self. And he doesn't answer many questions. He doesn't answer. He always asks, "Why do you ask this? Why are you willing to get answers for this?" Because he knows that this is not you that is asking this question. This is just your mind, playing with stuff. I don't explain. He mostly looks in, but also many other entities looks in your energy. I will understand. I cannot explain your energy field. And they many times I understand and I feel on channeling is that do you really have a question or you don't have a question? Because many times people come like 2 days ago, 7 people audience, they come and they just wanted to look what's going on. And then the channeling starts and the entity doesn't say anything. I didn't put up any topic. They didn't have any questions, or they had some questions, and then they reply to these questions. But then it's that they really need questions that really are of interest to you. You find something that really answers to that. Because also what happens is that, for example, if somebody in the audience is not prepared, quite enough spiritually, he instantly gets headaches, dizziness, and sometimes even I stop channel because he feels really dizzy. He's like, well, okay, I don't know why I feel really dizzy. Well, some which were in my channeling sessions also their channel opened just because witnessing the channeling they have instant channel opening, and but they also went through transformations but it was very fast for them because I somehow knew how to observe the transformations really quickly. So I
So
went through
really,
20 days through these transformations. They went through it maybe 5 days.
so maybe like once you do like get ready to channel or something, like maybe I could like write down several questions that I would have that I
Yeah,
would.
we can do that. Yeah, you can write questions and. Uh, when you ask a question, what I understand, what I really noticed is that for some questions he answers, the Enrico. For some questions, a different entity answers, and for some questions, completely a different entity. They just shift. But maybe if after three entities, after five entities of shifting, it will be too much for me.
Oh, okay, okay.
So if you can imagine questions that are, for example, if you decide medicine, that's a one topic. But if you decide higher self, a different topic. If you decide, my some past relatives or something else, a different topic. So make them similar topics.
Got you. Okay, that sounds interesting. That sounds cool. So I'll probably have to be really ready about this once you start doing this.
Well, if we are planning to doing channeling for you, I just enter the state and we'll see what happens because I have no idea what will happen. Sometimes I put them up. Okay, this audience that we will enter today, I will do channeling after tomorrow. I will do another channeling, and I already knew what about the topics that will be there, so I prepare somehow. I will not say. I will just send a message or impulse in myself or to them that the topics will be about this. And just before I go there, I instantly start receiving impulse. Okay, the entity that can speak about this is ready. Uh, but really, many times I would suggest that I'm not. I just don't know what will happen every time. I just don't know. I just could go there as a complete zero. Sometimes the answers don't come. Sometimes the answers come. Meaning that there are questions that they just don't answer. For example, what should I do? Or they think many people think that the channeling is like esoterical help. They say, okay, why do I have such relationships with my mother, for example? And the entity says, okay, now we have to tell them what the relationship is with their mother, or we just tell something completely incorrect to her because she wants to see whether the entity is really so cool or something else, and they maybe sometimes decide to say something completely incorrect, or say it story-like, because if they say it correctly instantly, it can have really, I don't know how to say, impact. They can have strong impact on that because it's not
So
meant.
they say something totally opposite so that it won't affect.
No, they don't say the opposite. They just stretch it out. Why are you asking this? They answer it story like. The answers not correctly to her. Correct answers because it can create strong impact. And what I understood, this channeling is not meant for some kind of esoterical things. Although they many times say things in future, what will happen, what you need to do, but it's not that. There are cases it is necessary, and there are cases that this is not necessary. It's who is asking this question? Is it your mind or is it your true self? I mean, is it yourself that you really need to know the answers to this?
Right, right. Cool, cool. Man, because I had so many stuff to ask you that my mind, I don't know, I think sometimes my mind, like I must have attention deficit disorder. because I can't just focus like on one thing sometimes, and my mind goes crazy. I don't know. I don't know. But like, cause like I listen to your videos and you have a lot of interesting stuff. Like you talked about uh, uh, your other self that was you, but was not really you. Um, but it's a part of you. It's like the same soul, but in a different incarnation, playing a different role. Like sometimes I wonder, how come I'm not aware of what? It's kind of weird, a weird question.
The thing what it happens, what I understand from channeling is, again, maybe I said this, but on Skype or I don't remember here, is that through channeling comes understanding. It's like I can when you read a book, you have some kind of mental understanding. You don't have a complete understanding of it. But when you have telepathical information that comes through, it comes as a form of energy. It doesn't come as a form of, hey, I'm entity, there is this, and this. It doesn't happen like that for me. I know I have heard entities speaking, but I have a different experience. Instantly came understanding of it. When I saw my, I don't remember. Maybe you were talking my past incarnation, which I got through dream state. I asked the guys that I want to see what it was. It was like images shifting, shifting, shifting. And it was really exciting for me, really exciting for me. But then, for example, if I would not be ready for this information, then I will be, what was that? I will be maybe, in a sense, I will turn a little bit crazy, in a sense, and so on and so on. So uh, you're asking, how come you don't receive information? Because many times it can be really, really changing, and it can really change your personality. But the idea is that the entities, they always follow the free will, the law of free will, and they will not in any way change you, because it will not be anymore your life, it will be their life. And only if you choose yourself to go through this path, only then will they guide you. They will always ask you, do you really want to do this? Or so on and so on. Um, it has to be you that wants this, and it has to be you that is ready for this. Because
I wonder if that's what happened to me when I was like in Hawaii. Like I had the experience, like I really wanted to come in contact with another being
yeah,
from this reality. And I think when I had that experience, it kind of scared me and it freaked me out.
yeah. Well,
And
that's also because if you go in channeling with entities, you cannot imagine how many entities. I have felt really disgusting entities. I have felt really beautiful entities, and you have to adopt it to really slowly, really slowly. You have to adapt to it. I felt entities that don't want to talk with me, and I said, "Well, yeah, but they're audience. They want to talk to them." I said, "Don't want to talk to you. You are. I don't like humans." And he's somewhere in the space, flying really strangely with this spaceship. I was contacting some tree beings, which are like tree-like. I didn't understand them. They live in a completely different world. They have levitating rocks. They have levitating lands, and they are very slow. They are very slow. They are very slow walking, and they. What I understand is that the guides over me took the entity while it was sleeping and put it in front of me, and then I was communicating with him, and he said, well, the interesting thing is that when I woke up, I would not even remember that we had such a conversation with you. And I was like, well, yeah, it's strange. And then I have felt also low frequency beings, and they are disgusting. But
I've heard it say that there's some beings that you come in contact with, uh, that as soon as you turn your eyes away from them, you instantly forgot that you ever met them.
Well, I've never been with them, or I have not remembered them. But there was like, you enter, for example, deep sleep, and somebody sometimes takes me out of the body, and we do conversation, and I look at him, I hear him perfectly, I understand him perfectly. I was like, wow, such a beautiful light. I even feel how I enter my body back. And when I realize, I open my eyes, I don't remember anything, complete anything. But I remember that I was in perfectly. Then I was perfectly hearing the beautiful being, crystal white light, blink of eye, completely nothing, no memory at all. But I remember that I was communicating with her. So this was at the beginning of the channeling. Uh, no memories at all. So I don't know what was that, but sometimes it happens. But this is when you said don't remember, I just remembered this experience and it was interesting. So
Yeah.
no idea what was it. Don't know what we are talking about. Something about the earth. Something I don't recall. But she had a beautiful light.
Wow. That is kind of interesting.
Well, yeah, I had transformations. When I entered the channeling, I had physical transformations. I was sweating. I was drinking lots of water. I couldn't go to sleep. I was shaking sometimes like this. I was just shaking. I felt really cold. Then I turned really hot. Then I was in strong fears. Then I was in strong happiness. Crazy stuff happened. But then also came this understanding of the whole universe. What is the whole universe? And then I felt really sad for a long time, really, really sad, because I was thinking, well, in a way, universe, we are existing eternally in the universe and so on. I felt the universe in a sense, I felt really sad, really sad. And then I thought, what am I sad about? I was living my life before, driving in my car, home, there, driving in my country, somewhere. Now there are only wider range of things that I can do. Maybe go out of body, do something there, a wider range open. What am I sad about? Just the mind was mentally not ready for the opening. I was in a shock. I was telling also to some people, it's like you lived in a prison for all your life, maybe thousands of years, and somebody just lets you out of the prison. You can have everything for free. You have friends, you have nature, you have sun, you have sea. It can really crazy things can happen. So again,
Do the when you were I just thought about when you put out the video when you were talking with the tree, the plant. And do the thoughts come to you like telepathy, like mental telepathy, or
with the plants, I cannot explain because it's somehow it has through feelings. It happens through feelings. I can understand. Channeling is a little bit different, but with plants, it was also different. It was maybe like. Somebody is translating the information for me so that I can understand, or that uh, there is another reality created or it exists, and from there I get the answers from the plant because the plant itself here is not speaking. It's somehow another plant or another place where the plant speaks. I don't understand. I have not done this because then when I did this video talking to the plants, I was just sitting in my house. I was like, well, what can we do? And I always thought, well, maybe we can do a video interview with the plants. And I was talking with the plants. I was talking with the plants. And then what happened? Somehow the channel opened and there was an entity. Bam. Okay, we can do communication. And then okay, stop the camera. Okay, a new video. And then you something about transformation.
like I'm trying to figure out, do you have abilities? Like, do you see auras? Do you
Well, yeah, yesterday I met some new people in we went to seaside and they had a boat and we stepped on the boat and we did some driving with the boat around the coast. and they were politicians, and I thought politicians. I was looking at them. I was looking at a woman, and she does yoga, she does reiki, and I'm looking and I see a bit of a whiter, aura a little bit better, but maybe like if you look at me, maybe like this, right? But it's simply with your eyes. And I said, okay, yeah, she does yoga. I know that, but I will not ask her because maybe politicians are not interested in these things. And then what happened after the driving of the boat? We came to a restaurant and we were talking with that woman also, and she then started speaking about reincarnation, and then she started speaking about her son, about her cat, and about that she does Reiki. I said, well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Are you somehow associated with this meditation and so on? Well, she said yes, and I was. I don't know. I just felt it. It's not that there's under her written, "I'm a Reiki specialist. You can ask me everything you like."
Oh my God! So, do you have brothers and sisters?
One brother.
Older or younger?
Younger.
Does
Oh,
he?
the age difference is not that big. 1 or 2 years.
I wonder if he has experienced anything like this.
Uh, I believe he had, but he's different. He finds peace in everything. He has no stress, no intentions, no. Uh, he understands that he just lives with zero expectation, zero worries, and just is in his inner peace.
Cause I have a sister. She's like 1 year older than me,
Yeah.
and I don't know why, but like when I go to places where people say they have like spirits move stuff in their house, or
Yeah.
like cabinets open, or hear noises or whatever, whenever I step into that environment or get in the vicinity, the things stop. Everything stops. Like nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing abnormal happens. And it's like for some reason, like my presence just like even with my sister, like, you know, it just seems like there's a blockage there. Like it stops it for
Yeah.
some reason. And I always been curious about that. Why? Like, did I create that within myself? Like, was that something that was created, like, an
Well,
agreement?
what some information came, but no, I cannot describe it to be as strong information that it's mostly for them that happens, that gives you the understanding that you have something more within. So it's not that there is something doing something that changes, but it's that for you that it makes you feel that there is something more within you, and this is like a stamp or a signature put into you that will guide you. Sometimes the guides, as I understand, put something in you, some experience that moves you in front. Do more stuff, research more, do more, and this is something is also, just guidance for you. Willing to get the answer, and the willing to get the answer is the new path for you. So this is something that I explained, but the interpretation was a little bit different. So I just explained.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems kind of, I don't know. It's like mind-boggling to me sometimes, I guess. I don't know. Well, it seems interesting to me. You're at a young age. You just started channeling about what you said 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So it's like we've yet to see like all the stuff from you. So it's really,
Well, I adopt fastly. I understand that I learn really really quickly.
yeah, I
Well,
think
of
that's,
course, the things I need to learn. I don't know that I want to learn.
yeah.
Well, I didn't go to school. school was really boring for me. I left school at I don't know, 10th class. I don't know it's
At
how
the
it is.
10th grade?
10th grade, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I just did what I felt interested to do.
That's good. I wish I could have done that. I wish I could have done that because I think you get brainwashed or something, like all the stuff from if I could see, like when I was younger, I could see like spirits. I can't do that anymore.
Well, then I was never thinking about them. I then never knew what is meditation. Completely zero. Just in age of 18, just the situations played out that I somehow got into this. And then I was, yeah, well, all
I
you need to
wonder.
do is you really need to stop thinking, and then something more happens, more happens. I even started writing my own book. Then I realized, well, this is what I'm describing is meditation. I was writing on the internet, stop thinking and so on, and then there was meditation. And I was, oh, meditation? Now I know what the monks do in their temples, because it was really interesting.
I wonder if somebody else in your family has had this too, has had this gift.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know actually. I don't. In a way, never think it's a gift. Never think it's something more. I have never even thought about this. I just do what I'm interested. The most and really interesting thing for me in this process is that something exciting happens, something new happens, something interesting happens. Okay, information came is now okay. How do I translate this? And the mind starts working in different levels, and this is really interesting. Like I feel excited about using my this right here, but my memory is really low. It's hard for me to remember things now. When I
Shoot,
try,
I think
when I
you
try to
will.
remember things, it's really a problem.
I'm
But
the same way. I'm probably worst. I can't remember stuff. I think sometimes
no, when it comes to remember like codes, like something like this, no problem. I can write codes, I can write programming, no problem. Okay, what did you do yesterday? I was like, what did I do 10 minutes ago? I don't know.
I don't know. If you
What?
think that if you think the concept of time and space is just an experience, but it's not really real, that time is an illusion, right? It's the experience that's real, but the actual time is an illusion.
Uh,
Um,
yeah. What we got up from I'm channeling the Enrico. He really loves to speak about time and space, and his understanding. What I understand is just that they move quicker than we. We have a mind-made prison that somehow change next to next to next and limits us really tightly, and we follow this linear time scale because we don't have the ability to overcome our mind. He doesn't have that. He can jump in, out, and he's really fast doing this. He's really fast, and he had some really interesting stories about time and space. But another thing is that I had one more really powerful entity that was channeling, and he was really precise, really powerful, and his energy was really strong. I have not channeled him anymore, but what he made me understand is that nobody has ability to create something. Humans think, oh, I create something, and blah blah blah. It's just that it has been already created before. God created it. But humans or souls have and can have the experience that they think that they have created that. Have the experience that they are the creators of themselves. And they can, when you pass away, you can choose. Well, I understand. This is the start point when the universe was created, but the universe we live in. And it's just an expansion in this direction. And you can have any experience in each and every frame that you want to. Just incarnate there and have the experience, wide range, what you want. You just choose which frame you want to have your experience. You have which place you want to experience. But what I also understand is that there are many people. I mean, yeah, in a sense, people, but beings creating new universes, creating new something new, interesting. What I understand is that this universe is created from light, sound, and vibration, energy, vibration. And they in a sense are want to create another universe with the same concepts, but some kind of I don't know what was that liquid. And I thought, well, understanding how this universe was created from these three concepts, it can really create some really interesting concepts applying this new liquid. It was some kind of liquid silver or something like that. Um, I will check in Google the translation. The translation.
Like, I don't know, maybe like ether, like
No, I know in my language how is it called. I will just check how the Google translates it.
Ormus,
Mercury.
Mercury.
Yeah, Mercury. Well, I don't know what's Mercury. I will just check the pictures in Google just to make sure. So I understand that they want to create. Then it was a no Mercury tops. Oh yeah, Mercury. H and G.
Maybe the ether of life. Ether.
I will just pop to you a picture of the Mercury in the chat if you have the chat on the right side.
Oh yeah, I see it.
So
Okay, hold on.
it's a liquid silver type of thing, and they when I saw the pictures how they want to create a new universe, it was something like this, and it was blasting out of the.
It looks like the same thing that they did the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. What was it? Not Predator. Was it Predator? Not was it? But he was made of liquid silver, and it transformed into whatever, and it was
Yeah,
like strong and powerful.
I remember now in one movie it was Terminator, and there was the evil robot, and he turned into this liquid metal, and then he came back.
Yes, yes, yes. It was like a liquid metal, and he couldn't be destroyed for some reason. That was interesting. That's cool. That's cool. Um,
Well, I
yeah.
can share the ideas which I had from the Shakani channeling. When we were channeling, I had friends here, and they want to ask about how was the moon created, for example. They said the moon was artificially created from another civilization, and then we joined another civilization. They were some kind of strange beings, really strange, but they were physical beings. And they said, yeah, well, but they use this material because it's really great because you can perfectly align the moon to follow the distance over the Earth, and the rocks that they have, some kind of superconductors or something like this, it can easily be aligned and created to follow a perfect path of the rotation around the Earth. And also, what they said is that the friend said, okay, well, maybe you know another civilization close to you. Well, they said, well, yeah, we have this civilization, this civilization. Oh, and then we have your friends. And we said, what friends? They said, well, the friends you call Bashar. I was like, oh, that friends. And then instantly, I don't know, just an entity with yellow light around me popped into me, and I wanted to scream because the entity was so powerful. And I said, okay, no, I don't want the channel because all my feet started shaking, everything started shaking. I said, no, okay, a different entity. And then we popped to another entity, and he said, well, yeah, we do. I don't remember the story of them who was recorded, but they said, well, yeah, we also know your friends. I said, okay, a different entity. And then we went through a chain of entities. Maybe we shipped to 5 entities. And then we came across the next day. I also did channeling, and my father was asking the questions. And then we were in, I understand, Shakanis, or the well, they said they are really close to the civilization you call
The sun.
Sasani, but they call them Sunnis because in translation it means they are sunny. They have these auras, but they are black. They are black-like, and they are more technologically interested. Their civilization is more technologically. Um, they find their excitement through technologies more
You
than
know,
Sunnis. Sunnis find themselves through excitement or different things. And they say how they build the ships, that they also have really, I understand, really, really huge ships. And then they said, well, understand they can come down here because they don't have the strong energy as Sunnis have or other civilizations have. Uh, and they showed really interesting ideas. And what after this channeling with the Shakanis, or how they were called, uh, I had really strong understanding that the consciousness, all material that exists in the universe, everything is just consciousness. And consciousness creates the idea it is a material. And these beings, the Shakanis, know that, and they understand that everything is consciousness, and they somehow adapt to the consciousness to create anything they like. It's like, just manifesting things in thin air. But they know that that's consciousness. And in a sense, my understanding also changed. And then for some 5 days, I felt like, again, a little bit that uh, I would say the information came in and I need to like adapt to this information. Like from some 5 days, I felt anxiety. I don't know what that for some time, but then it passed, and now I'm really cool. Although some new information from time to time pops up.
wow. Bashar, I think I saw one of the videos that Bashar did, and he mentioned that, how we're transforming, or we are in the process of transforming to a higher, from, like, they talk about, uh, uh, what is it, from third to like fourth. And he talked about that the Sasanis, that the same, like the concept of time, like what could take them, that the Shakanis are an evolved, uh, uh, the same as the Sasanis, but they're evolved, or they transform themselves to a higher vibration, almost like the world consciousness is going through now, that.
Yeah, because the Sasanis are really different, and their personalities are really different. I also channeling the Enrico, the fellow. He's even from a higher dimension, but he can really lower his vibration down, up, down, and he can change his being in being from being serious to be truly excited. But because it's easy for me to communicate with him in this way. But what I understand is really about not that they changed. That's the that they changed. That's something huge. It's because they changed because they felt more interesting in going in another way, like the others are doing. And you can pass out from the civilization to another civilization if you find more interesting the other civilization. For example, I don't know if I will pass. Maybe I will went to the Enrico civilization because they are really excited. They are really so excited. If you miss the excitement, you have to communicate with them. Then you will be, jumping in happiness. Just really excited. I feel really excited about everything. And what I understand is also about this planet, this civilization right here, is that shifting the consciousness because I would say the Earth itself or the civilization itself. I know who is the main reason because many of us come from other different types of civilizations. the collective consciousness of this vibration or energy or planet or civilization will find more and more interesting ways in going in another path that has been before.
Interesting. Very interesting. Mm. Yeah, I think it's cool that your dad like is like really open, has an open mind too to like
I would not say he's an open mind, but
like he asks you questions while you're channeling, right?
he's like, now this is interesting. I have never heard this before. And he analyzes thoughts. Yeah,
But
okay.
he doesn't think that you're crazy or that you're making this stuff up or anything like that, right?
No, no, he's just, well, he has the number one being, which is Bashar. He's a guru for him.
Oh, okay, okay, got you. See, that's really cool. That's good. Because actually,
Actually, I
um,
think it's a little bit too much for him because, what I understand from the entities channeling is that for each and every question or topic, maybe there is a different entity that can explain it more better to you. And my friend
you
has
know what
many.
that reminds me? It almost reminds me like the Star Trek, like the Borg.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
I
know if
haven't seen the movie, but you can go
the
on.
Borg, the Borg, they're a civilization that is um is connected all one to each other in their
Yeah.
mind. They're all connected. So like what one is thinking, the other one knows about it, and they're all thinking the same thing. And but the Bashar in his civilization is like you said, like when one is probably, I guess they jump because sometimes people that are sensitive to energy, and when Daryl Anka is channeling Bashar, they say they sense the change in the energy in the frequency when he's channeling, and sometimes it's Bashar and sometimes it's somebody else, and they can pick up on that. And
Yeah, that was really interesting because the Enrico, the entity which I'm channeling, he's also like this. And what was many times was really funny was that uh, something happens in the audience or in the room, and they find it to be really exciting. Then he goes away, and then I see his civilization. I don't know. I cannot explain in words. They are like tremendously partying and happy and dancing around in a really extreme joy. And then they stop. They all look at me now, and he comes back and says, go on. And then he goes back again, dancing something, and then comes back. And when you see him or you feel him, you witness that they are around many other entities. And the same was with the Sasanis. They also had, came to channeling, and then I realized I'm channeling, and then another head jumps in my face. Okay, he's like, and goes away, and just like in the this Google Hangout, I see here one viewer at the bottom. It changes to two, it changes to five, and again to one. Just everybody who wants, you can jump in, no problem.
that is funny. That is funny.
Yeah,
Like,
funny. It's sometimes I cannot channel him truly as he is because I'm a little bit lower. It will be difficult for me to start being
so
such
it's
a
almost
type.
like if you wanted, I wonder like if you wanted to channel the entity that was known as Jesus, right?
Well, I have seen him many times, but what I understand is Jesus has a white aura, a beautiful white aura, beautiful, peaceful white aura, and because of his aura, he doesn't necessarily need to speak because there are many entities with white auras, and when I see white aura, I realize that they are peaceful, they are loving, they are beautiful, and they don't bother them for speaking. It's they enjoy their peace without too much of speaking. Because many times the entities come here and they feel, in a sense, drained, or they have trouble talking with us because we are so mind. Why does this happen? Who are you? What's your name? And so on and so on. And okay, in my life happened this, and then I realized also that the entity sometimes needs 3 times to answer the same question, when only the person who is asking really starts to think about the answer. 3 times the same question. And it's really difficult to speak with such mind humans who think too much with their mind. The mind is like a problem-causing machine. And then with angels or Jesus type of entities, it's I need to be in a different state, and the audience has to be in a different state, in a peaceful, loving, harmony, a little bit meditative state. Questions are slow and peaceful, and then I think we can try to do that. Or you can ask another entity to do the translation for you, to be like he asks him questions, he answers, and then entity answers to me. So
like a mediator between
yeah,
him.
he can talk with him. I cannot. So but I can talk with this entity. So like a bridge, a little bridge.
Okay, that makes sense because of the high energy.
I would not say the high energy. I would say just different energy. And because I cannot align myself that quickly, or the audience has to be aligned to that energy that quickly, it's different. Because I was also trying to communicate with some angels or something. The angel comes down, my body feels really peaceful, really loving. I just relax, maybe for minutes, but I'm quicker. I'm thinking quicker. I said, okay, faster, faster, so on and so on. So I need to a little bit like practice myself, because I said faster and faster, and he said, well, okay, I'm just leaving again. Not like slowly, but their energy is more different. Their energy is much more different. It's just I don't know what to ask them. And if an audience wants to communicate with some angels or that type of beings, well, we can try. And then I just maybe spend some 10 or 5 minutes to aligning myself to that energy, you can say.
I wonder if you can. You ever heard of the mantis? They look like almost like ants. But they said that the hybrid, the abduction program, right, where the Greys, which are supposed to be mutated humans from another parallel reality.
Well, I don't know anything about that. I have heard it, the Greys and so on, but I have not come across any of that in channeling.
Okay, I was wondering if you did or if you ever channeled
Um,
any of the mantis. They're supposed to be the founders
well,
in control of.
they were also hybrid children. There was a topic about hybrid children, and woman, uh, I wrote her the questions. Well, I'm interested in these questions. I go inside the channeling and you ask these questions. Okay. And the question was about hybrid children. What are the hybrid children? And the answer, what I saw instantly was not ton, but many beautiful babies. And they are looking at me with such love, with such joy, I don't know, with such love. I even started to cry. Many times in channeling, I cried. And they said, Mommy, Daddy, we love you so much and so much and so much. I did let them speak. And the voice changed to a little small kid, and I just started to cry. And I said, okay, that's enough. I don't want to cry that much. Uh, what I understand then is that they are completely different, completely different. They are not born, and they will not be born from some generations, because neither do they or people here will understand them. And this was the question about hybrid children. I don't know who are they, but it was really interesting. I understood that they are the next generation children that will be born maybe after 100 years or some 3 or 4 generations. Don't know.
Interesting, yeah. Cause there was this lady that actually painted a portrait, and she told me that I had a hybrid child, and his name is Eros, and and um and I was just like you you know, she told me that I could communicate with him through uh like drawings, and that I would teach him, like in the dream state or when I was out of my spirit, that I would inform him and communicate with him about how different cultures and because I have traveled different parts of the world, and how different cultures interact and how they are, and he would teach me or talk to me about energy modalities and stuff like that. And I just found it kind of interesting. It was kind of weird. Kind of weird. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. That's why I was wondering, like, if you
Oh,
uh
there's no information coming. Oh, the only information was coming about some entity which is related to you with a green aura, and this is the first time I see somebody with green aura. But I'm not getting any information because I don't know.
with a green aura.
The green aura, for me now translated, that green aura is somebody that is really loving, really peaceful, and well, in a sense, you can say somebody that likes to move to other places, different places, and really loves to watch. Uh, he can watch a river floating for a while, and he can find that to be very interesting. But this is the translation, you know, and feelings there is different. No, I'm not. I'm not. You know. It's just that one. There was one interesting place, one interesting time. That was really interesting. I was talking with my I don't remember friend or oh yeah, from the Skype, somebody from Netherlands,
Uh-huh.
and he was asking about the age of 2017 that there will be some kind of the first contact aliens and so on.
What year?
2017, but he was asking me.
Okay, okay.
Then I was okay. Then I was a little bit in the channeling state, and then pops an entity out. He's just looking at me and smiling like, "Well, okay, I don't bother, you know." And I just asked him, "Okay, what will happen in 2017?" And he just sent love and peace. Oh, oh, I don't know how to translate that. I just say to the person, well, all he said is love and peace. You know, just I felt loving and peaceful. What I do made up was that at the age of 2017, 16, or so on, there will happen something really like family-like. I don't know, like you know, I felt the same feeling when you know you're together with a family, and I said, well, something family-like, you know, like. Collective family, some kind of all family will come together or something like this. And then he said, uh-huh. And then what happened was the person asked when you will come. He said 2030. I got the number 2030. Said, okay. And then we finished the conversation, and it was the first time. I know I'm making something in the kitchen. The entity is watching. And he's smiling always. I go outside. The entity is watching and smiling. I said, well, I don't tell you to go away, but you don't also go away because many entities come here, answer a question, go away. No questions, I will go. And he was just looking and smiling, you know. And you know, this is another personality, really interesting. And so the personality there, up there or somewhere here, have really, 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 really wide range of personalities. Not like we have. Okay, we go to work and back. We are more or less similar, but they can be they can be any type, and really strong.
He did Bashar did say, like, in one of his channelings, uh, interactions, communications that he said before election year of 2016 or by fall of 2016, everything would change. He didn't say how it would change. He didn't say.
Well, this is the same year, and there was not information that there will come a huge ship. There was not information that I didn't see anything of that. The only thing I got from this entity was family-like love feeling. But we have never asked these questions, so maybe in one channel we can do that.
Yeah, that would be a cool answer to ask. A cool
Yeah.
question.
What is in the collective consciousness there are like a plan when we are ready and so on and so on. But for us individually, there is no plan at all. There is like plan. Okay, you will be something related to computers and excitement. You will be somebody related to constructions or so on. Somebody will be more related with nature and so on. But the choice we proceed this life is our free will.
Yeah. Interesting. Very well. I want that time to go by fast. Lord have mercy. It can't go fast enough for me. Yeah. Very interesting. Very cool. I think it's really awesome the type of work that you're doing.
Uh, I can tell another story. Uh, Maybe a week ago, one person calls from the America. Uh, he says, well, he was meditating and he wanted to receive the answers, but he didn't receive any answers. He got only my YouTube link, in meditation YouTube link. And he entered this link and started to watch my videos and then decided to write me. Now, this was also really interesting for me that the entities just give out the links to people, not found on Google, but through meditation.
Well, I was trying to find like your Skype name, and then all of a sudden, like in one of your videos,
Yeah.
it was there. So I was like, oh man, that's okay. That's what I wanted. And I was trying to type that question on your website, but it's all in a different language, so I didn't know where to type or what to write or anything.
You can shift to English language on the right side. There are flags and you can change it. But I'm looking at the website and I start to see there are more activity coming in English language in my language. So maybe I will just shift the main page to English.
Please, yes, because like I can't find where you shift it. You shifted to English. Let me see. I see flags.
Yeah, and there is the UK flag. It's
Let me see
it's
if I
the
shift.
second from the left top corner.
Oh, okay. Now I got it. Now it's all English.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, cool, cool.
But I don't write many articles in English, so I just Google translated many of them. So you basically for videos and questions and answers and so on.
Oh, cool. Now I can actually read some of this stuff. Awesome. So you have higher understanding, reality, the soul and spirit, God, dreams. Oh, and just like just so I'll put it out there too.
Yeah,
www.
I started to write the things that came in my mind, not in my mind, but understand that it was a different form of channeling. And then I just created the topics about on the left side, which are the higher understanding and so on and so on. I just created them themselves. And my first channeling was I didn't know what was channeling. I just sit down and I just said, okay, I want to write some aphorisms or quotes, and I started writing many interesting quotes, and many people start to read them. And it was maybe now I would look back and I would say, yeah, well, that was my first channeling experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I slowly created this website, and now it's about channeling experience, not about it's not about any more text. I just put on videos and videos and videos.
That's cool. I also saw that video you put out with what is it, Tina Turner?
The
I saw,
mountain.
yeah, when you were talking about the Om.
Yeah. The Om was also from channeling. It came that Om is the sound that how the whole universe resonates, and it was really, you know, if you know this from some kind of a book, well, you would say, okay, Om is the sound that resonates. But when you truly feel it and see how this happens, it was really interesting.
Very interesting. Oh, I see. And I see now your current videos. Okay, cool. Cool. You have a lot. You have been putting a lot of work into this website.
I created it from zero, so it's all my handwork.
Jesus. Yeah. Hmm. Very cool. Let's see. Yeah, 525. Well, yeah, I can't wait till you do some more channeling so I can listen to your stuff because I always think it's kind of interesting. I think I've gone through like your entire videos, like there's some that are not in English, and I think you just put them out like maybe like
Yeah, so basically from my Latvian listeners, they also want to hear this. They are also saying, well, many in Latvian don't speak English.
how
So
did you learn English?
I just from the birth, I already knew it.
Really?
Yeah, I just many times I think that English, I'm more used to English than to my own language because I was in school and the English teacher was saying some words. I said, but that's not how you speak English. And she was always upset because I always told otherwise. But
Does
like,
your dad does your dad speak English too?
well, really bad.
Mm. But he can understand it though, right?
Yeah, he understands, but well, he doesn't speak. He doesn't speak.
Because if he listens to Bashar, he has to understand it.
No, he understands, but he doesn't speak. I speak somehow a little bit freely, but he speaks. He stops and he wants to find out that he can say, like cat, and so on.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, Matt. It's pretty interesting stuff. Pretty interesting stuff. I think next time I'm gonna have some really deep questions for you.
We can do a channeling through again this hangout, and we can try to see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll be open. I'll keep in mind to not have any expectations or expect the unexpected.
Well, you can think what you want, and you can have your expectations of what you want, but I don't know what will happen.
Right, right, right. Because who knows? It might be different than what we expect. All right, let me see. Let me see. Where did you go? All right, Matt. I think it's been like what, 2 hours?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. All right, thanks. I really appreciate it because now I have you on Skype and I have you on Google now, so that'll be good.
Yeah, you can write me, but keep in mind we are 7 hours in
Right.
difference.
You're 7 hours ahead of me. That's cool.
I'm from the future.
Say again.
I'm from the future.
You're right. You're ahead of me. You're
So
absolutely.
maybe there would be a theory. If I fly a plane to you in 3 hours, then I have time traveled for 4 hours. You don't need a time machine. You just fly really fast, and then you fly over the world again, and you're like one day in the past.
Oh, God. Like, okay, this is how I explain like time, and this is how I understand that there is no really such thing as time. Cause like when I was living in Hawaii, Hawaii is also like 6 hours behind
Yeah.
North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina right now. Okay, so and you're 7 hours ahead of me. So you're like almost like 14 hours ahead of Hawaii. Okay, you're like 14 hours ahead of Hawaii. So, but in actuality, like everything is happening at the same time. Like,
Yeah,
like
it's
I'm,
a
I'm
nice
talking.
story.
Yeah, I'm talking to you right now at the same time that you are talking to me over there, but the concept of time says that you are. It's not at the same time that you're actually 7 hours ahead. But
Yeah.
that's the illusion. That's the illusion of it. You see how I sort of see that? I was like, wow, it kind of makes sense now. It kind of makes really good, strong sense. So
Yeah, but
the concept that the Shakanis are talking about, that they're a different energy, it's almost um, like you take a what did I sort of have? They explained it like you have a roll of pennies, right? Say you have this stack of pennies on your hands. Are you seeing the video? Me in the video right now?
yeah, I see you.
Okay. Say like I have a stack of pennies in my hand, right? And
Yeah,
I've moved my hand slowly. Okay. Say that that's maybe us right now. Okay, if I move it too fast, the pennies are gonna fall. That stack that's about 3 or 5 inches high, it's gonna fall. But say then I put like uh, maybe water. Say I put water on my palm, and I can shake it a little further, and
yeah,
because it's just water, it's lucid, it's not I can shake it a little bit faster. It's not gonna go over my hand, but it's moving quicker. It's moving
yeah.
quicker at a faster rate. It's almost they almost explained it like it was that same concept, you know.
But
It's
it sounds very similar what Enrico was trying to explain to me. That they move really faster. They can move really faster. But another thing is that also from these channeling experiences is that, uh, for example, Daryl in a case or Bashar, maybe they both understand the concept totally differently that is being said. You know, when I'm doing this programming, which I'm doing, I understand that if I create a website, that others will not see the button on the right or the login button or maybe some things that I'm putting out. Is that even yourself with completely no understanding about it, completely no understanding what is being taught, for example, the time, and try to explain that you don't know anything about it, and then explain it in a wider, sentences, in a wider range of words, and because it's really the understanding myself is totally different than many times I explain it. So again, for example, this Daryl and so on, they are saying the words. To some, maybe it is understandable, but to some, they understand it a little bit differently. So I think it's
very
when you
interesting.
do channeling, you get the understanding, but to translate it, it's difficult.
Yeah. That's why I think I would love to learn to channel, because I could see it from my own perspective. Like things are revealed to you that you
That
sometimes
that
cannot.
green. When you said I want to learn channeling, the green entity, which I said the green aura entity, said, "Really?"
Really, 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 I do. I do. Really, I do. Because I think that if I channeled, I would see things from a different perspective.
No, I don't. I don't receive any answer from him.
And maybe I'm not ready yet. Maybe I'm not
No, no,
ready.
it's the first time I hear something like this. It's like you said, yes, I want to learn. He said, really? You said yes, and then The translation of feeling would be an empty cup or empty jar, emptiness, you know, but crystal, beautiful emptiness, but like an empty jar. What
You
is
had
it?
the feel.
What is
You
it? I
had.
don't know. What is it? I don't know. It's maybe like he doesn't have any answer, or maybe it means that he doesn't know what to do, or maybe not know what to do, but he doesn't know how to start, or meaning not doesn't know how to start, or maybe doesn't have the ability to do that. I don't quite understand. Well, you know, maybe I will go to sleep and I will try to get answers from him more.
Awesome. That is awesome. Thank you. Oh my God. My God. Oh God. I think sometimes like things like this, like connecting with you and like I don't know, I was watching this other video of light language. I don't know if you ever heard of that or not.
No, no, no.
But like things like that I come across with, I was like, oh, must be my spirit guides, like, you know, like exposing me or leading me to discover some things, because the priority I think is to discover more about myself
Yeah,
uh, before I can really go deep into these things that I want to go deep into. Uh, uh,
yeah. You know, imagine yourself. You don't know many things. Me too. I don't know many things, and they cannot be revealed, or they can only be revealed in step by step. You know, step by step. Okay, we can reveal now to you this, but it will take you some many days before we can reveal you another thing. So you can imagine yourself in this way because you don't know what you don't know. But they, the guides, they know that you don't know some things, many things. And the revealing process is step by step.
right. And I don't know what I don't know because maybe I don't need to know it yet.
Believe me, you should not know that because, like I said, if I would knew and I will have to go through that kind of a transformation, I would never accept that. I would tell, no, 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 I'd rather live my life and so on and so on. But maybe after some 10 years, I would say, well, maybe I should prepare for that, you know. Maybe there is something more interesting in it.
Yeah, yeah. That's why sometimes I wonder it's better not to know. Like when psychics have what people that I have come across with, like I came across with like a boy that was like 10 years old and he was a psychic. He told me like he died like on a another incarnation when he was like 5 years old. And like and he told me stuff about myself and sometimes I wonder, God, I wonder if it's better not to know stuff, or is it better to know stuff and be prepared about it? Because it seems like when I come across like these psychics or other people, like all throughout my life, I've had to, like, they told me of things that would happen before they even happened, and I'm thinking to myself, God, I was like, some things, most of the things I haven't been able to stop, even though I'm aware of them, you know? Even though I'm aware of them, I haven't been able to stop them. And one just happened recently, like this past month. I could not stop it, even though I was aware of it. I was like, well, the only way I could maybe stop it if I stay at the house and I don't go anywhere. But I can't do that. I have to live my life, you know? So I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but I do want to channel. I do want to channel. I do want to channel 3 times. So hopefully, you know, as time takes its course. Oh God, it's laughing. Good laughing is good. So hopefully, you know.
Yeah, from one channeling also that laughing is like a transformator. It easily easily transforms all depression, all negativity. Like, you know, if you turn the card upside down, no negativity, no depression, no stress, the card is flipped. It just, that's what laughter does.
Yeah, I think they asked Bashar one time, does he ever laugh? And he said, well, if I laugh, the energy would be so high that I would lose the connection between Daryl and himself.
I
He said
completely understand him.
he said the energy would be so high that he would lose the connection, and so so he basically holds himself. He said, but there's a lot of times where he does want to laugh, but he controls himself to that vibrational match where him and Daryl can basically meet like in between and make that connection. So
Well, in this communication which are we having now, you are giving me lots of insight because I was going through many things the same, and now I'm
I'm
really understanding that there is a, if the difference between energies is too great, then the communication cannot happen. There's
exactly, exactly. See, I understand a lot. I do. I understand it, and it resonates with me.
you
Um,
know, have you heard the story how Tesla invented the radio? Nikola
uh,
Tesla, how he invented the radio.
no, I haven't really heard that story.
Now imagine the antenna is in one side of the city and the radio is in the other side of the city, and he transforms the information. How he created this? When Nikola Tesla was in America, his mother died, but he did not know that. And in the night, he was having a dream. He met his mother. His mother said that he has died. That mother has died. And when he woke up, maybe some days later, he received a telegram that his mother has passed away. And what he did is that he understood that he and his mother was on the same wave, the same wavelength. And because of that, he decided, well, maybe if I tune this particular antenna in the same wave as the receiver, there can be information transmitted. And this is how he invented the radio. They have to be both on the same wave, so the information can be transmitted. So this is applying. This also applies to the same idea which we are talking about with this channeling, that you have to be on the same wave and the
Yes.
same vibration as the being in order to have any communication.
It's interesting you talk about Nikolai Tesla too, because I have a lot of stuff from Nikolai Tesla. You see this purple coin?
Yeah.
Uh, um, I don't know how I was introduced to it. I can't remember. I don't know how. Sometimes I can't remember how I come across different things, but like there are these purple plates that were. Nikolai Tesla had uh, an apprentice that worked with him, and the purple plates basically like emit like this energy, this healing energy. And this is just a small coin. This is on the collar of like my dog. I don't really like to call him my dog. I like to call him Chancey Boy. His name is Chance because I think by chance of God I was able to get him. But I put it on him, and I have like this little pyramid. I have a pyramid like next to my bed, and I have like crystals and stones, and I have other pyramids like inside the pyramid. Like there's three pyramids within the pyramid, and then in the corners of the pyramid there's more pyramids. And then like inside this like crystal pyramid that's inside the other pyramid, there's other crystal stones that I have in there because I don't know, I can't explain it, but it makes me feel good, and it resonates with me, it connects with me. Well, there's like these I bought these purple plates that were
Stop, stop,
invented.
stop. Now the green entity said that this is what you are describing helps him to communicate with you.
Really?
Yeah, it somehow creates. I don't quite understand that, but it somehow creates something that helps you to communicate with him. But you know, communication always happens.
Yes, yes. And
But
maybe.
there is different forms of communication. There are like one is in your dreams, the other is you have a great idea, the other is you feel sometimes strange, sometimes loving, sometimes sad. You know, the communication is in different ways they happen. There's not one communication. There is many ways. I mean, not waves, but ways.
Right, right. Um, I've heard it say it. This is basically my permission slip. Like, I don't believe there's one way that's better than the other. I just think that there's ways that work, that resonate with me and that connect.
Right. Now I'm getting that. He said the crystal emptiness, the jar. I said right.
Uh-huh.
It's somehow related to these things that you were describing. That the crystals or something like this. I don't know. You know, I'm now just sitting and doing nothing. So there's just information coming. I just tell to you. This crystal emptiness that I was describing is somehow the crystal idea being put together. It's like a I don't know, maybe through crystals. I don't know, maybe with crystals, or maybe you have some kind of feelings when you look at crystals. I don't know.
Well, all what I know is that there's a feeling within me, a strong connection. I can't explain it why. I don't know. It's like when somebody asks you, Matt, do you like chocolate or vanilla?
Yeah,
Um, and you say vanilla, and I don't know why, I just do. I feel the same way about the crystals in my pyramids. I use them because it makes me feel good. I sleep good. I do feel a connection. I do feel a connection, and I
so
can't
that
really.
is the answer. Now that in a way that gives me the answer. So these crystals is a way through him and you to somehow um, do a communication. This is the first time something I hear like this, so I will need to get the understanding of this. But you can go on and speak.
Okay, but I
Uh,
mean, so I use Telsa's purple plates. One I put underneath my bed, like between my mattresses. I put it underneath my mattress, and then there's another huge plate. Well, there's two huge plates, and I have other little coins like this. Okay, other little coins like this. And like the two huge plates, one is between my mattress and I sleep on top of the mattress that's in between the other. And then the other big purple plate, I lay the pyramid on top of that purple plate because to me that energy that's flowing out of that purple plate is renewing the energy and revitalizing that energy on those stones and on that pyramid on a moment to moment to moment to moment basis.
what
And
I understand is that now is that crystals have some kind of energy. I'm seeing a white crystal, crystal, like no, the crystal that is crystal shining. I don't know how to explain it other way. And that shiny crystal uh, has some kind of energy, and through this energy, that entity can align himself to the crystal's energy, and so the communication can happen through crystal. Uh, it's something like the crystal is shining an energy, shining out an energy, and that being can easily align himself to this crystal energy, so he can communicate through this crystal. That's what I'm saying. But I say again, I'm just sitting in a table. I'm not even in meditative state. But
yeah,
You are talking. You know you have your statements and your questions a little bit, and they help to get answer because I understand he's also hearing.
Well, good, good. Well, I mean, and like I clean it like I have all these. I have like these Native American also little things that I have in my room. Like if you were to walk into my bedroom, it's almost like a uh, mm,
I have another idea. When you look at a crystal, which is I will find in a Google or something similar, and I will just show you the picture. Uh, that okay, something like this, beautiful and shiny. I will just give you the link.
okay.
But not this picture in the Hangout right side. This is a perfect crystal, but it was just a one part of the crystal, like one piece of it. And this crystal resonates in some kind of energy. And what I received is that you can look to that crystal if you feel that crystal very much, and you can tune yourself. Like if you look to a tree or a cat or a dog, have the feeling of that, and look to a crystal and somehow enter the feeling of how the crystal speaks or how the crystal is, how is his energy, and then you can, just a little bit meditation, and then you can rise to that energy or align yourself to that energy. And I understand that's when the communication can a little bit happen, or that's how you would maybe in meditation align yourself to that communication, or you can use this energy to call out the being. It just happened to me, and I just wanted to share it. I don't know whether that gives you an idea of something.
Yeah, well, that makes sense because one time I have this I call it a contact crystal. It's sort of greenish. Maybe I should go bring it so y'all could show you. Um, and what I did is I meditated on it for like, oh my God, I don't know how long. I don't know how long it was, but because I couldn't. Sometimes when I go into that stuff, I lose track. But I meditated on it, and then I remember like I was sleeping. I was sleeping, and I woke up. Like sometimes there's times where I woken up and the dream has continued. Like wake up. Say I wake up at 12 midnight, right?
Yeah,
I
I
had a
understand that. Yeah,
I had a dream, and then I went to go use the bathroom or go drink some water.
yeah,
Then I go back to bed, and I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning again, and then it was a continuation of that dream. And then I went back to bed again. By that second time, I said that was weird. It was like a continuation of that same thing. And then I went back again to bed. I woke up like at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then it was a third dream. In the last dream, I remember that I saw the crystal as I was waking up, and then in the center of the crystal, it was like there's like a pyramid shape in the center of the crystal,
yeah,
but in the dream or when I was half asleep and half awake, and I saw like the pyramid turn, and then like an eye opened and it closed, and it's almost like it saw me and I saw it.
yeah.
And I started to laugh. I started to laugh because I said to myself, I got you. It's almost like I was like I knew I had made a connection, and I was aware that I made the connection, because I think a lot of times I'm not aware that I make the connection.
Yeah, so for me, now I get some, answers about what was the crystal-like empty jar. I didn't understand, but it was, meant a crystal, empty crystal, like meaning that the crystal's energy is empty. I understand that the crystal itself is it's not the energy is empty, but I feel it as fulfillness with emptiness. It's really strange to describe, but it's like when everything is shiny and beautiful around you in a beautiful, beautiful palace, you have the feeling of beautiful emptiness, beautiful shiny emptiness, and this is the same idea. So maybe it wasn't the emptiness that he doesn't know what to do, but it was maybe the emptiness representing of the crystal. So now you know what you can try a bit. The answer was really interesting to communicate with the crystal, because I understand what you were describing is that you have done this before. And the idea was, you said a green crystal. I had the answer, but
I'm gonna go bring it. I'm gonna go bring it and show it to you. Well, I can't bring all the pyramid over here because it's like it's a lot, and I would have to take it all apart and everything. But here is you see the crystal?
just a second. Which civilization is that triangle?
This is from the Sasani. You want me to bring it closer?
Oh, I see it. I see it. It's okay.
And so in the dream, I had this crystal, right?
Yeah.
And but it was more triangular shape. This is almost like I don't know. It was a little bit different, but it was it was almost like a triangle, and it had an eye at the center. At the center of the triangle, it had an eye, and the eye opened and well, it was like it opened and it closed.
Well, what is mean is that doesn't mean that it was an eye closing and opening. The message that you saw gave you a feeling or understanding, and the understanding and the feeling is more important than what was actually shown. And if sometimes some things are shown perfectly, that they are shown for you to understand them perfectly. Uh, for me, what you're describing looks like that it had more understanding within than actually what has been shown.
I have more understanding of it than what it was
So
shown.
you received more understanding with feelings and more understanding with understanding that was maybe actually shown.
Got you, got you. Very interesting. Very interesting. Hmm. It's exciting to me that the entity spoke to you.
Well, he didn't spoke. I just saw pictures and I received some answers. Uh, but it's as I am saying, it's more about you, because when you started to speak from yourself or the things that really interested you, the answers started to come. So it's more about you, I would say, more about the person who's interested in information.
Gotcha, gotcha. Hmm. It's been really exciting. It's been really exciting. Okay, Mr. Matt.
Okay, so
I really appreciate you talking. I took a lot of your time.
I don't know. I will go to sleep. Every evening I spend some time in. Wait.
Say again?
Every evening I spend some time at the computer. I know, just.
Me too. Me too. I do the same thing.
But I don't grab any more information on internet. I don't read anything. I have never read any books. I just sit here and basically
I
do.
have I have books, but when I try to read them, I start falling asleep. but I do have a lot. I think I do, but I don't know because I find them interesting. But then when I really start to, I was like, oh my lord. So you know, I think if I ever have a problem falling asleep, my best remedy is not a pill, is not a drug, is to get a book. I think that's my best remedy. I don't need Tylenol PM or anything like that. All right, Matt. I'm gonna let you go, okay?
Okay, I will let you go also.
All right, God bless, and we'll talk more later, and hopefully you can channel next time, and I'll just not
Yeah,
have any.
you write down your questions.
Yeah, I will. I'll have a list of questions that I'll ask.
That is very important because what I realized is that also 2 days ago there were 7 people, and when we entered the channeling, no questions anymore. All of them were thinking, "Where should I this? I should ask this. I should ask this." Enter the channeling state. Everybody changes their thoughts. No questions anymore.
Yeah, yeah, and I can understand that because I have come across that experience. It's like you lose you don't. I don't know how to explain it. It's like you can't think.
Yeah, yeah, the same thing happens, and they're just watching, and they're just watching, and they're just watching, and they want to start to think something, and they don't think anymore. And okay, okay, so I really have to go now, and
Okay.
we will continue next time. Write down those questions.
Okay, I will. All right. God bless, and we'll talk later. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and also you can try to write some questions. For example, we can try to maybe shift to another entity, and maybe you can write down the name of the entity or the entity which you want like to conversate with. So I can maybe try to do that. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
All right. Cool. Cool. I'm already gonna start that question list right now. About how many questions you think I should have?
I do some 10 because if you will say the 10 questions, you will have more and more questions.
Right. Right. That'll make me have more questions after that.
Now, but you can write so many questions as you like. So
Okay. 10 is a good number. All right. All right, brother. How as Bashar says it, Shivai.
should I? Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.